This video is brought to you by LastPass, your one-stop solution for conveniently and securely storing personal data such as passwords and details into your own digital vault. You even get an autofill tool to make filling out forms a breeze. LastPass is used by millions, including myself, and is highly regarded. Download the app and visit lastpass.com to get started. See this video's description for more details. When I first started this channel under the name Science Studio, I was unsure of what microphone to purchase, being that I was a baller on a budget. I didn't have much money to spend at all, and I was not a fan of using my camera's built-in microphone. The camera I was using at the time was like a Nokia 540, L540, something along those lines. Its built-in microphone, well, sucked.
At this fault, the Pacific plate is sliding up north, and the North American plate is relatively stationary, kind of moving down, but really it's the Pacific plate that's moving quite a bit. There are pictures of picket fences that have moved further down a plane simply from the sliding of one plate over the other. If you look at this picture here, the Pacific plate is on one side and the North American plate is on another.
So as you just heard, I was in desperate need of something much better. Now you might be wondering why I'm outside right now, and that's because typically, when you purchase really cheap microphones, they don't do a great job of suppressing background noise, and outside it's pretty loud. The dogs are barking inside the house because I'm out here and they're not. Cars are driving by, there are birds chirping. You kind of hear just that ambient sound of being outside that you don't have when you're inside, and it's pretty secluded noise-wise. So I'm out here just to give you a sample of what this microphone sounds like in kind of a worst-case scenario. It's not very windy, though. That would be one situation in which this microphone would definitely fail. But you can tell the sound quality is not too bad, being that this microphone is super cheap. We're talking under $10 US, and this was actually the first microphone I ever bought on Amazon. So like I said, I've got this lapel microphone, or lavalier microphone, whatever you really want to call it, plugged directly into my phone. Now I need an adapter for this particular model because this is only a TRS microphone, which means that if you just want to look at it from a physical standpoint, it has 2 black bars, okay? You want one that has 3 black bars for most modern cell phones, or it will just detect the microphone as a headphone set, and that's it. It won't detect the microphone built into it as well. So if I just plugged the microphone directly into the phone without this small adapter, which has 3 rings on this end, then the phone would basically try to play music through the microphone, which of course would not work, and it would never detect sound from this device. So keep that in mind. You want TRRS, that's 3 rings on your lapel microphone versus 2. 2 is a no-go unless you buy the adapter, in which case you're spending way more than you really need. So I want to make a very clear distinction between what a studio professional microphone setup would sound like, which is what you're listening to right now, and what something like this, a $3 or $4 lapel microphone that plugs into your phone, sounds like. So the difference really comes down to 2 different things. The first is going to be audio clarity. That's how clear your voice sounds in general. Usually bitrate is involved. If there's any static or distortion, that just comes with the quality of the mic. If it's a condenser microphone, or if it's an omnidirectional microphone, those will all play a role as well. Also, whether or not it has noise canceling capabilities. This lapel microphone obviously does not. Although there are some microphones like this that do plug into phones that do have noise canceling capabilities. So keep that in mind. You'll be paying a bit more though, maybe $20-$30, which we can do a video on that separately, but this is just about a really cheap setup here. My studio setup consists of an Audio-Technica 2035, which is similar to the 2020, which was super popular, as well as a Yamaha mixer. Now, all of that is discussed in detail in this video right here. I invite you to check it out for more info, but in a nutshell, it sounds pretty good, right? And it's all XLR powered. In this case though, with a $4 to $6 lapel microphone, you'll notice that quality and the clarity of the audio dramatically reduces. Obviously this isn't a fair comparison, that's not the point. I'm not doing $6 lapel microphone versus $300 XLR setup. That's not what this video is about. But I do want to make the distinction between what a really crisp audio setup sounds like and what you're foregoing when you decide to go with a more portable sound system. The big issue I have with these lapel microphones though, the ones that are super cheap that don't have any noise canceling capabilities, is the fact that they're meant to be, right, taken outside of the studio, outside into the world where you can just kind of walk around, have a camera, and sync up audio and video later. But because there's no noise canceling capability, the sound quality of your voice gets really, really distorted, especially when there's stuff going on in the background. Any wind, I would say any music, people talking within 20 feet of you will all be picked up by this microphone. It's super sensitive and it doesn't do a great job at kind of cleaning up the sound as it's being processed by your phone. So I've got a 5.1 surround sound system set up right now, playing some music in the background, and every speaker and the subwoofer is pointed in this direction. And we're using the XLR microphone, of course, right now. So you kind of get an idea of how great this microphone does, the entire system does, at isolating my voice, which is the point, right? You want my voice to be the thing that you hear more than anything else. Now we're going to shift over to the lapel microphone, and well, yeah, not too great. The bass is definitely taking over a bit. This is not doable, I would say, just because my voice isn't being isolated enough to where you are distracted severely by the sound playing in the background. Only about 10% in volume, by the way. So that's one big issue, is noise suppression, right? The background noise that you don't want picked up in your microphone, these aren't going to do a great job at. Obviously, they're $6 microphones. But one of the upsides is the fact that these microphones literally work off of your phone's power. They don't need a dedicated power source, so you can literally plug and play. Take this wherever you go. As long as your phone has power, the microphone does as well. Look, I'll be honest, my verdict on these mics, they really aren't too bad. When you consider that one costs less than 10 bucks, I mean, that's less than what it would cost if you bought a number one at McDonald's. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, that's for sure, but you do have to keep in mind that you cannot go places where it's going to be extremely loud. If you're in crowds, if you're at an event like CES or Computex, for example, these mics will not cut it. What we actually used at Computex 2017 was a wireless microphone setup that we bought on Amazon for about 300 bucks. It comes with 2 mics and a receiver that you can kind of stash atop your camera, plug everything in, and then run it directly into your camera so audio syncs up nice and clean. It's not the greatest setup, only because things are being transmitted wirelessly. Of course, that wireless transmission is always going to degrade audio to some extent. In this case, a little more than the pricier Sennheiser options and whatnot that you can find for around $1,000. But for 300 bucks, not bad. I've got this one linked in the description, as well as the super cheap $6 lapel microphones, and some that are actually less than $6, but this one here was about $6 for this microphone. Look, these are just different options for you to choose from. If you want something that's more professional, that'll do a better job at isolating sound, then buy something worth around 300 or so bucks. That's where you really get the most for your money, I would say, around 300 bucks. Or you can take the dirt cheap option and pay $6 for a lapel microphone like this. It doesn't require a dedicated power source, and that really gets the job done in relatively quiet situations like we are in here. Outside, though, things definitely change. So I hope you learned a few cool things about lapel microphones, especially the ones that plug directly into your phone, what you should look for if you're going to buy something similar to this for under $10 US equivalent. I have them linked in the description, by the way, the ones that I've used in the past. This one isn't too bad considering it's not very expensive, and you do get multiple microphones. So if you want your friends to plug in, you want to do like a multi-person shot, then you can certainly do that and split the audio accordingly. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down for the opposite. That's the AC unit that just kicked on. Hope it's not being picked up by the mic. Stay tuned for more content like this. Also sub for more videos like these. This is Science Studio. Thanks for listening with us.